incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Okay, Coach, so the folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Quick throw, and it's caught by Gallup. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bilal Nichols in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. Go. Alpha.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Let's go.
They're on 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Watch the run. Check three.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
At the Eagles' 48-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I got it. Mike 20.
2nd and 5. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Boy, you go 3 and out on your first drive, and that's not the way you want to start this drive either. Doesn't seem like they're really into it just yet.
No, first 4 plays, you don't want to call it a disaster, but not looking very sharp. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Bilal Nichols, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Check, check. Lucky. Luck, why?
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Target, 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 target.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us.
Hey, Mike 20.
Ready. You ready? Go.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
At the 44-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On third down, Jackson going up top for Miller. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go, Abby. Let me know what you got. What you got, Abby?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard.
From Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got... It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash and love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mid dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland.
How fit to be the boss? Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Brady Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jake Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Hey, why I never saw you in the field though? Hey, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60.
Mike 20, Mike 20.
Don't get nervous. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, 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 twist.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down. One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a...
He'll drop to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Mike, check, 59, 59.
Check pass, go.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Yeah. Mike 5. Go.
They'll set up a throw. This is the tight end, Njoku. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
60 Pittsburgh. Let's go, Gator. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Watch the run. Watch. Ready.
2nd and 13. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
I'm on. Here we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. Mike 20. Mike 20. I'm coming up to go.
Looking to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd. They felt like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Set, ready. 15 on it. Wild bill. Slam. Let's go. Come on.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way down to the 39.
Let's go.
It's a big play there for the Eagles. 41 yards on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Right back to him on first down. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 36, Jackson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. Touchdown, Philadelphia! Amari Cooper with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Here we go. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Go. Go. Mike's 59.
2nd and 10. Going back to Moore. This time he's got it complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play his own defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Taken in at the 11. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what...
Looking for Ertz, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
The 20. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
6-man. Check curls, check curls.
2nd and 5 down. Jackson, and his throw is incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Switch.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started, and they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Watch the run. Let go. There go Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Not here.
Let's go. What happened?
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Jackson. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you got to love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
Mike 20, Mike 20.
All day, just like that, just like that. There we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lamb. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Come on, set. 70 in.
3 bugs, 3 bugs.
Draw, move.
Everybody, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. He don't know no better. Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Ready, go. Let up.
They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On second down, it's Smith. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
I got one.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Lamb. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will do it for this first half. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Oh, they hate that. Wipes out the big play.
And I know this is the NFL, so they would probably fine you for this type of a penalty. But when I was in college, you used to have to do up-downs for the number of yards that you cost a team in a big play.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Jim,
They'll run. It's Sanders. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
I'm going back to you. 56. Mike, 56. Right there.
Jackson. It's caught. Cooper. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Escaping the pressure right. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here we go. Here we go. This the outlaw. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as he'll go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. They go with the option on the 2-point try, and the decision to pitch it worked out.
Almost felt like basketball, didn't it? Remember the dribbler, draw, drive, and dish? How about that one? Drew everyone to him, dished it to the running back. He takes it in.
This fielded at the 2. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
Let's go. 36-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Bilal Nichols, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike, ready, go!
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 18. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored point, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 46-yard line.
56. Come on, D!
give this time to the tailback. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, and complete to Zach Ertz. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
They go play action with Jackson. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Jackson throwing again. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Sponge.
To throw again is Jackson. And he's got it. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Jackson from the shotgun. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. Mike, check. 59. Watch the curl. Mike's 59.
They'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Browns on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
59, Mike. Check, 59. Hey, we heavy on the edges. Check 59, Mike. Mike is ready.
Back to throw now on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Don't get nervous. Go. Motion. Everybody, Mike 20. Ready.
Quick throw, and it's caught by Gallup. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. The Browns on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Mike 20. Night, sweetheart. Mike 27, let's go. You ain't got nothing. Hey, Mike 20.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
That's our ball. Every time. Keep putting that ball on the ground. That's our ball. Here we go. Check your arms. Check 56. Rip right. Check. Cross.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Red.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
2nd and 2. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. That one a first down pickup of 8. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
80 weapon.
Looking to throw. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. His throw incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw here. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a handoff looking right. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And all the way up to the 21-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was in the second half.